which game I'm gonna start recording. So hopefully you'll be able to do them later. Oh, all right, we're gonna keep going into it. Uh, yeah, no, we're not. All right, cool. So what's the next card we got? Samurai, token creature, Samurai, 2/2 with vigilance. Love that. Don't know what summons it. Samurai, Kamigawa and Dynasty token. It's an 11-cent token. Good to know. Elderfang Disciple. And again, I do love finding. Oh, it's not a river, it's an elf clan. What's called Elderfang? We gonna see the snakes, so I guess snake. Okay, it's one day the great several we join us. Okay, yeah, snakes. Okay, that more sense. Luckily, she's only from Calhoun, so it's really easy to keep track of that. Oh, but yeah, I went to the game store today. I got around like 9 billion hacks, and I looked at Chill Dance because Chill Dance are great. So this is Oil Knight of Doves. Uh, Knight of Doves, there he is. Creature human knight only. Wilds of Old Rain. Oh, fuck. God damn it, I have to use the foil. Luckily, I can edit foil. Hey, I went from 2 cents to 6 cents. Oh, lovely. Right now, my total cards, which is 200 total cards that I have counted, $40. You could buy a starter commander deck from the store for like less than 30, and you would have, you'd be better off buying 2 commander decks from the store. You'd be spending a little bit more for the same amount of cards, but they'd all be usable. Oh, I think, but it's yeah. So it's kind of it's a better deal to just go buy out and buy those starter commander sets. You'll get the same amount of cards and usable decks, and you can configure them and stuff like that. I also recommend going out and buying. They sell standard play like immediately right at the house. So it's 2 decks in a box. It's like they vary anywhere from $15 to $20. And it's just 2 standard decks that you can play with. And so it's like 80-ish cards or something like that. Uh, it's either 80 or 120. And you're just immediately able to ready and go. Nothing crazy there. So that's kind of a benefit there, is that you just have the what was I saying? You have the you have better card selection. You have ready to go decks that you can play with, and it's just better. I would recommend getting those first. If you're just getting into Magic, obviously get those first. I'm getting kind of back into Magic, but I don't have enough cards to make a usable deck, and so I wouldn't recommend what I'm necessarily doing or running or using or anything like that. Which kind of sucks, but that's just how it goes. We were open to the YouTube video for you to watch. So let me ooh, let me do food battle. That'd be a fun thing to watch. There's a whole bunch of oof. But the, what if I said I don't want to watch? I could watch The Producers. The Producers is a very good movie. I do recommend it. Both versions. Both versions are good. One's not. One's from the 60s. One's from 2005. So Overwatch Power is actually a fucking I'm gonna pop on Power Rangers real quick. So, well, if ever you're in the mood to watch Power Rangers, the Power Rangers official YouTube channel has damn near they have every season with the exception of the currently airing one for free to watch on the YouTube channel. So I highly recommend just going there they have an in playlist by season. It's super great. Um, and it's really, really convenient. I'm trying to think of a season that I would really want to watch. Time Force is a really good season. I like it. Ninja Storm isn't bad. SPD is great. Um, I'm really trying to debate on which one to watch. I was in the middle of watching Zio, but I'm kind of figuring out. It. So I might just go for. Dang, I don't know which one to. All right, let's go with. Uh, SPD Emergency is pretty good. I'm not the biggest fan of Jack. And Grom is kind of. Mystic Force is nice. I do like Mystic Force. Uh, I swear, isn't really all of them? So there is a Alien Invaders, Zeo, Turbo, In Space, Wild Galaxy, Electric Time Force, Wild Force. They don't have Wild Force for some reason. Or Dino Thunder. Is there rights issues with those, or are they further down? Blue Jungle Fury, Full Season, Wild Force. Okay, they have Wild Force, and there's Dino Thunder. They were just further down. That's why I couldn't see them. Um, I'm kind of feeling Dino Thunder. Kinda. I don't know. Jungle. No, I'm feeling Jungle Fury. I'm 100% feeling. Maybe I'm not reading. I'm going to which one I read today. And I like it, but I'll go against my better judgment and pick something else. Um, uh, let's keep going with cards level one here. So, fortune, all cards. Let's add to the raid bombardment. This card looks fucking cool. Just like a book. And okay, so work the screen. Oh, it's not gonna really focus on it. It looks like a full art, basically, which is like awesome. It looked really abstract and weird. Raid bombardment. We're looking for uh, the Enchanting Tales variation. This is a 6 cent card. So despite how awesome it looks, it's only 6 cents. But exactly what we want from a art. Also, it's a voice changer on still. I think it is. Oh, yep, it is. Which is really weird. Because that's definitely not what I sound like. Let's go to this. Um, yeah, I mean it sounds fine, but can I switch to a different? Which Joe would sound like? I don't know if you can tell, but yeah, clear the voice changer. Um, I don't know about that one. Joe, what about Bob? I thought so. Um, I I mean Bob's not horrible. It just doesn't really match my voice very well. Like you hear the undertones of it. It's just like, ooh. What about random human? Will it feel like your normal voice? Or oh no, I see what it does. It just like cycles through a bunch. It's really, really uncomfortable. What about Cali Tune?
I know what Calican sounds like. Yes, it's an awful. Uh, Octaver's a fun one because Octaver just doubles your voice and then puts one in a different octave, which is really really fun. Fucking engine. Um, engine. What does it sound like? Oh, it doesn't sound like anything in particular. Um, I just want something that sounds like relatively good. The one I was using was obviously like pretty good. Let's focus Brickman. Um,
Brickman. Oh, that's an awful. Oh, why would I ever want to run that? Jesus.
Also, lower the pitch. Not that much. About there. That's a bit higher. That's it. That's closer to my voice. Just a shade lower. But the bricks device, radio, megaphone, helmet. Oh, that sounds like shit. None. Um, yeah, I can lower the bricks if I want. What about Cathedral? I like Cathedral because it's just a big reverb, big room. Like I can just increase the reverb and increase the vocal volume and Cartoon Woman's always a fun one to do. I'm not gonna do deep, not gonna do helium. Just trying to find one that's baby ooh gaga ooh. There's just the voice enhancer one, which is not bad. Like, oh, increase the bass, drop the middle, drop the treble. But then you can't really hear me. Drop my pitch. There we go. Mid, treble, increase the pitch slightly. Some noise reduction. Drop the bass, middle to -5, treble to 8. Like, yeah, it sounds okay, but it's not like my favorite. Oh, also increase voice volume and pitch up to 45. Yeah, I like that. It's basically my voice, but slightly different. But yeah, this works. Cool. All right, we're back in this. It's gonna be really, really weird on the recording now because my voice is just gonna be one thing for a long period of time and then not on the other. I'm also gonna turn off here myself so I'm not getting double audio blasted. Okay, cool. Let me see what's on. Let's keep going with the cards. I know I'm kind of like bouncing around and browsing and then going on cards. It's not really like. So Yenna, Red Tooth Regent, From the Wilds of a Drain, 219. Yeah, that's the one I want. Add it. It's a 36-cent card. It's actually a decent value. I only have a couple cards that are like exceeding a couple dollars. I have one that's like nearly $5. I don't know where it is in this pile. You think, oh, you want to keep track of your more expensive cards, but nope. I know I have 2 lands that are like $10 lands because they're like dual land flips, so they're very useful in certain circles or circumstances. But I know what the card I'm looking for looks like. I just don't know. There it is. That this is Inti Seneschal of the Sun. I don't know how well you can see closer to the screen. There we go. I don't know how well you can see him, but that's a $4.60 card. But he's just in the pile. Okay, next. Ooh, a land. Oh, this is one of the ones that was like a $10 land. This is Henge Gate and Mistgate Pathway. Mist, not miss, mist. The T, Mistgate Pathway. From Kaldheim to 60. Yeah, this is a $7.90 card. It's nothing crazy by any means, but hey, a $7 card is nothing. Oh, and it's a land. It goes in the land pile. And then this is the other one I was talking about. This is another one of the dual land. Well, not dual lands, but the flip land. River Glide Pathway and Lava Glide Pathway from 264 Zendikar Rising. And this is an $8 land. Which every time I see some prices for Magic cards, it's always like, how can you justify spending that much on a card? It's just it's kind of crazy. Also, I'm gonna have to look this up real quick. But it's it's just a different no. Shit. Okay. Shit, where's the docs menu? Oh god. Okay. Fuck. Oh, docs. Chat. There we go. I need to reload it. There we go. And I also need to make it bigger. Jesus Christ. Okay. So settings. Oh, switch to. Okay. Icons. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So, and then. Oh, cool. There we go. And then exit user settings. And then there we go. Cool. So chat browser. There we go. Great. So Shatter Skull the Hammer Pass. We're gonna keep going with cards. Just need to look up something for the purposes of fixing some things with Twitch. Shatter Skull. Because I do not like spam. Shatter Skull the Hammer Pass. Is this the right one? Yep. Shatter Skull the Smashing and Shatter Skull. Cool. And that is from Zendikar Rising. It's a 161. And this is a $7.50 card. Okay. Choose a screen. There we go. $7.50 card. And it's a land that goes on the land. Okay. Next, we got Vito's Inquisitor. Kind of boring. 1 cent card. Complete booty. It's from that Caverns of Ixon pack. So basic land from so we want a forest from search sets. Winds of Eldrin 276. Add. Let's get it started in Skybridge Towers, another land. I like dual lands like this. They're nothing too crazy, but I like them a lot. Oh god, I just flung that card off the back of the. Nothing too crazy. Skybridge Towers, Streets Anew. It's a 256. Yeah, add. It's only a 5-cent card, so not as good as those other ones that I have, but I didn't really compare them that much. Skycrier, interesting. Oh, that's a really cool art. I like that. It's a 3-cent card. How lovely. Like I said, if you're wanting to get into Magic and you want A, your cards to be usable right away, and B, you to have a cards worth a little bit more value potentially, buy a starter set and then buy like a handful of packs from there. Don't try to build your Magic collection solely from packs. You will lose your mind. Because one, you only get up to 2 lands theoretically out of a pack, although this pack is a bit thicker. I think this is one of those jumpstart boosters. Ooh, an anime inspired card. Shit. I'm gonna have to buy some more of these. I think they're like $6 or $7 instead of the 4. Dapper Shieldmate. Add 1 cent card. What does this guy do even? Enters the battlefield with a shield counter on it. If it be dealt damage or destroyed, maybe shield counter instead. Hit. As long as it's your turn, Dapper Shieldmate gets +2/+0. Okay, so he's basically a 4/2 on your turn and then a 2/2 blocking. Kind of shit. Depending on how you set up your deck. If you set up your deck as a heavy blocking deck or your opponent has a heavy offensive, you might want to switch things up. Spara's Headquarters. Spara Headquarters. This is 257, 257. Holy shit! This is a $16 land. It's a $16, and it's not even. Well, technically, it's a triple land because it's a colorless, and then you tap it to add either forest, plains, or island. But holy shit, that's a. As I drop it, that's a fucking good ass card. Sweet. Disruption Protocol. Disruption Protocol from the Neon Dynasty. We're gonna keep going. Cool. Nezumi Blade Blesser. I really like the artwork on this one. It's like it reminds me of Master Splinter, because it's literally Rat Samurai. So reminds me a lot of Master Splinter. That would actually be really cool. If they did a Turtles crossover. I know they've done Doctor Who, they've done Lord of the Rings, and Warhammer. But I think it'd be really cool to do like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and because you have Bebop, Rocksteady, you have the two mutants from Secret of the Ooze, the second live action movie. You obviously have like all the Turtles in Time stuff, or from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 when they went back in time to like the Samurai Age and stuff like that. That'd be really, really freaking cool. And I'm just imagining a Commander Black Red Shredder that's just hard. Like I would love that. Okay, so this is 115. Cool. Add. But I don't know. Obviously, like any crossovers and stuff, there's licensing and all that shit. So you never really know what they're gonna do, who owns what, how much money they actually make, because I imagine they don't make as much from the crossovers as they would from their original series. But obviously for like artwork inspiration and general character abilities and stuff like that, I think pulling from an already established source would be mightily convenient. Yeah, you'll notice all these cards over here. These are cards that you get with some packs. So like you get the ad cards that like, oh, the Magic the Gathering Arena one, or oh, here's more ways to play Magic, or shit like that. And then you get these cards. These cards are when you're playing reasonably with this is when you're playing any match, so they're normal on the back, but they're meant to represent dual-sided cards. So one's day and night, one's flipped, one's I think a transform, something like that. And that's what these cards are off to the side, because I don't particularly use flip cards really that much, if at all, because to me that's one more complicated thing. I'm a very simple-minded Magic player. For me, very much I think in the way of you set mana, cast your spell, and then that's it. Like, I'm not much one for, you have 13 different triggers. That's why, God, they'd be buried in here, but I've started to warm up to them, but initially I despised them so much. If I can find one. How did these just creatures? Come on, give me what I'm looking for. None of those were what I was looking for. Oh, never mind. I was wrong. Sagas. I'm still a bit hesitant towards sagas and using them, but I've kind of warmed up to them in terms of like, oh, stuff over time, each turn it changes and everything like that. There's a legendary creature who's either green blue or blue black. I can't remember which. And he basically creates a token, and it's a clock tower token, and on any upkeep. So if you're playing Commander, 4-way split, on each upkeep, it gets a counter on it. Not a 1/1 counter or anything, it just gets a counter. And that counter moves like the hour hand. And after 12 counters, so 12, all the way around the clock, you then, I think, take your battlefield, your library, put them together, and then and then you draw, I think, some cards, and that's your library again. You basically take your entire graveyard and put it back into your library. And that's such a cool thing. And you don't have to worry about upkeeps to get more counters. You can get more counters by spending mana as well. I think it's either 3 or 4 mana, 1 or 2 of them being blue. And you can just rack up counters on it and just keep going and going and going, and then it gets to the point where it's just like, oh, holy shit. I can not worry about losing cards as much. Obviously, exiling is still a problem. You know, that's something that you're always gonna have to worry about is exiling. But outside of that, it's fairly good and pretty usable. How far back is that? Oh, okay, it's actually not that far back. Okay. All right, I'm gonna keep going here now. I'm almost at the bottom of this stack. I don't have much cards left in it, and then I can keep going. I kind of bounce back and forth between the two, and then I still have 2 more packs to open, so we'll be opening those as well. So let's see. Next will be Merfolk Wind Robber. Damn. Merfolk Wind Robber. 1/1/1/1 flying deals combat damage to a player. The player mills a card. Ooh, I kind of like Merfolk Wind Robber. It's like an early game quick stab. That's nice. I would definitely run her. Never mind. That's a dude. Whatever. Run them. Consuming Tide. This is 53, Crimson Vow. Yeah, you'll notice some of these cards are from older sets. Not necessarily old. We're talking 2022, 2021. But that's just because 2021. That's just because Blood Hyphenist. Because we're going through my entire collection, which, granted, mind you, is less than 400 cards. That I'm aware of. Crimson Vow, 145. Yep, add. 3-cent card. I love how you can bounce between fucking $16 card and a 3-cent card in your collection. Just by just going through. And then for some people, that's nothing. For some people, they're bouncing between $3,000 cards and 3-cent cards. Granted, they're not kept in the same place. Those 3,000 cards are quadruple sleeved in a top loader. Like they're different. They're not played with. They're not touched. They're proxied every match. Piercing Light. 30. Yep. Okay. Add. That's an instance. Okay. Ooh, token human. Let me get some tokens. That is something that is probably the most proxied thing imaginable is tokens, just because so many cards summon so many different varieties of tokens, and you're never really going to get all of them that work with all cards. Your best bet is that you're going to get, if you buy a starter deck, you're going to get tokens that work with that deck, but not a lot. You're probably going to get 1 token for the deck, and then that's going to be treated as, okay, add a counter to it to identify how many of those. If you're not putting any like stat counters, if you're just putting on, you can do 2 different. Like I would recommend using a D6 for your stat counters, and then using like any other dice, probably like a D10 or a D12 for your numbers, for how many of those tokens you have if you're not stat boosting them. That way you can kind of keep track. Also, it will get really confusing if you do stat boost across different tokens. So say 1 token is a 2/2, 1 token's a 1/1, but they're the same token and you're proxying and stuff. It can get really, really confusing. So I always have a pen and paper close hand to make sure both, all parties, not both, because if you're playing Commander, you can do as many players as you want. Make sure all players, know what's going on with those tokens and all that, because it can get rather confusing. Point discussion, 126. Add. So just something to keep in mind. Human token creature. We want to look at 10 from Vow. Crimson Vow, I should say. Not number 1, number 10. Token creature human. Oh, here it is. Perfect. The exact one. I'm looking for the one. Crimson Vow. Innistrad, Crimson Vow, Token Human, 4 cents. That goes in the token pile. So I have tokens, lands, and then others. I like to keep them separated because, for very good reason, it makes things easier to organize. I also don't have a box to like neatly organize them. I have one coming in the mail that'll get here in about a week, less than a week, about 4 or 5 days. And then I can have all my cards in there and everything like that. And then I'll probably get more boxes, more packs, all that shit. So now that we've gotten to this deck, before I continue with this one, we're going to open a pack. Let's open a Lost Caverns of Ixtalan pack. Nothing too crazy there. Oh, and this is the Jurassic World collaboration. I'm gonna have to buy more of these because I really like those dinosaur cards. And yeah, so also Easy Tear, which is always something we're looking for. Okay. Now I don't know how to properly open things. I know like you slide one to the side, blah blah blah. I don't do any of that shit. I just open. So first we have the full art that we get, which in this case is Locust of Enlightenment. Pretty nice looking full art. Kind of weird. Then we have, ooh, look at that. That's a holographic planes full art. Love that. Then we have Sage of Days, Walk with the Ancestors. Ooh, I like that. In the Presence of Ages, Deduct Echo, Kawadi Scavenger, Council of Echoes, Self-Reflection, Rampaging Ceratops with the full art. That looks beautiful. Well, close to full art. I love that one. That's a great one. And then we got our new we got our new commander, Ian Malcolm, Chaostician. That is I love that. What is this? Okay, so he's a 3-cost 2/2, red blue. Okay. When a player draws their second card each turn, that player exiles the top card of their library. During each player's turn, that player may cast a spell from among the cards they don't own, exiled with Ian Malcolm Chaotician. And mana, any type of thing can be spent to cast it. Ugh. I don't know if I would actually run that. I don't like exiling. It's like my least favorite thing to do. But that's if I draw my second card. So I'd have to be playing a lot of like draw another card stuff and things. I don't know if I would actually necessarily do that. So that one's a toughie, but it is Jeff Goldblum. It is a Jurassic World, a Jurassic Park card. So I do like that. And then we got a flip land. The Everflowing Well and the Myriad Pools. I love that. And then we got another holo. This would be Sunfire Touch. Ooh, that looks very interesting. And then we got No Rest for the Wicked, and then back to Sage for Days. So some pretty cool stuff. I'm going to add those immediately, and also add Jeff Goldblum, Ian Malcolm. There we go, and I'll add that. And then these will get shuffled into the stack to get added later on. I know that sounds weird, so it's like, oh, you already have them out. Just do those. But I like getting surprised by cards that I haven't seen in a long time and mixing them in with the new stuff. So that's why I do this. Okay. So Ian Malcolm. I'm going to search up Ian. Yeah, he's going to pop up. Ian Malcolm Chaostician from the Jurassic World Collection, number 13. I don't have him foiled, unfortunately. And he's a $2.75 card. So thank you, Ian Malcolm. Next, we're going to look up a Plains. Now, with the Jurassic World packs and everything like that, you're guaranteed one card. That's going to be the tie-in, the Jurassic Park one. But then outside of that, it's going to be any of the Ixtan stuff. So dinosaurs and Aztecs, basically. So we're going to Plains. And we're going to look up LCI. So LCI, not VICI, please. Lost Cavern of Ixalan Plains. And it is foiled, which is beautiful. And it's a 54-cent land. How lovely. And then finally, we'll add Locust of Locust or Locust? Locust. Not Locust. Locust. Different. Locust of Enlightenment. That's not the one I'm looking for looking for. That's the only one listed, Locus of Enlightenment, on here, so I guess it's getting added. The artwork looks completely different. I mean, it's still the same rough thing. I'll go with 55, because they don't full arts aren't on the Mana Cube, not Mana Cube, Mana Box thing. The full arts aren't. The art series stuff, even though you can still use these in the game, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it because obviously there's no the card, reading the card explains the card. There's no reading here, so it doesn't explain itself. And that's kind of a problem when playing Magic. Even in Commander, where you can just pull up your phone, look up the card, being like, oh, this is Locus of Enlightenment. And they're like, oh, okay, blah, blah, blah. Still, would not recommend running art cards in a deck. They're really cool to look at, and they're really cool to display. But outside of that, I really wouldn't recommend running them. They're kind of booty cheeks. Because the fact that they don't have very important text, and especially if it's a card with a lot of rules to it, a lot of stages, it's kind of important. Like, basic lands, full art the hell out of those. For me, these are the perfect cards to full art. Just make your lands look like an art gallery. Like, full art's beautiful, foils, doesn't matter, because to me, they're basic lands. They have no special characteristics to them. Tap, mana, that's it. And everybody knows that. It's a fundamental part of the game. So for me, those are the best cards to have full arts if you are using. So that and tokens, I guess. But again, you'd have to have a deck that utilizes that specific token. And not all tokens are created equal. So next, Stern Lesson. Which comes from the Brothers' War. And is a 3-cent card. Shite. Forging the Anchor. Ooh, that's actually really cool artwork. I like that a lot. 5-cent card. Ooh. Ooh, I like that. Drowning that boy in piss. Way down. As an additional cost of the scout, exile a creature card from your graveyard. Okay, target creature gets -3/-3 until end of turn. Okay, not horrible. Don't know how often I would use it, and it was only printed in Kaldheim, so people must have not liked it for it to not warrant a reprint. Or there's probably other cards that do similar or better stuff. So that's almost always the case. If you see something not getting reprinted, chances are there's a card better than it, and there's no reason. Or better than it, that's more plentiful, whatever. I mean, there's a lot of cards in Magic. I mean, you're talking literal thousands upon thousands of cards. So, Bloodline Pretender. To get Kaldheim, to get, like, a perfectly curated deck of, like, every single turn I am doing something, and I am getting stacks on stacks. I'm getting so much life. I'm dealing so much damage. I'm blocking so much. It's neat. I think I've had Ravenform cast on me before. Exile target effect creature. Its controller creates a 1/1 bluebird creature token with flying. Never mind. I have not had Ravenform because it does. You don't get casted. Kaldheim 72, 17-cent card. Not horrible. Now, here's something. This is a Plains land. I'll never use it. I actually have a strong disdain against Plains and white decks. I don't run them. So I get some beautiful cards from time to time that are just like, ooh, I really like that. Or, ooh, I love that ability. Never running it. Which some people think it's just like, why? What's the point of not running it if you objectively like what the card does or how it looks? I'm like, I might like what it does or how it looks, but I just have a strong disdain for white decks. They're usually ran in a specific fashion that I'm not a fan of, or just what have you. I'm just not particularly a fan of them. Another strategic planning. I keep getting this. I mean, I'm not opposed to getting it. This one also from Kaldheim 77. I'm not opposed to getting it a bunch, but what does it do? 2 cost sorcery. Look at the top 3 cards of your library, put one of them in your hand, and the rest in the graveyard. That'd be really good for a black-blue deck. I can understand that one. Spella Ice Shaper. Legendary snow creature, which means you need to use snow covered lands to cast it from Kaldheim. 3 cost, 2/4. First ability, 3 mana neutral with a tap. Create a colorless snow artifact token named Icy Manalith with tap, add 1 mana of any color. Not that bad, pretty standard token. And then for 8 mana, 1 being red, 1 being green, and a tap. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may cast a spell from among them without paying its mana cost. Ooh, shit. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. That's not bad late game. And depending on the spell, say for instance, now you couldn't use it if this was your commander, but say for instance, Cut Your Losses. I love Cut Your Losses. It's one of my favorite cards. Cut Your Losses, literally all it does is mill a target's deck by half. It literally cuts it. I think the phrasing is selected player mills half their deck rounded down. So if you have 43 cards, for instance, you would mill 21. You wouldn't mill 22. You'd mill 21. But yeah, literally just cut their deck in half. Which, depending on your opponent, that could help them. But typically it doesn't. Typically it's just infuriating, and I love it. And it's like only a 6 or a 7 cost spell, if I remember correctly. Which, for when you'd be using that, mid to late game, not half bad. I actually like it quite a fair bit. But it's just that's me. Okay, so then Iridescent Blade Master, March Machine, 2 cents add. Cool. But yeah, it's just yeah, you get a lot of oh god, shit. It's just you get a lot of I forget what I was saying. I honestly forget what I was saying. It was bugging me so much. And to a degree that okay. Grizzle Outrider. Love the look of this. 5 cost 5/5. Just boring ass elf warrior. Nothing more you can ask for. This is as plain and boring as Magic gets, and that's what I love. Grizzled Outrider from Kaldheim. It's a 4-cent card. Let's go. Change the equation. What is this one? Instant, 2 cost, choose 1, counter target spell with mana value 2 or less. Counter. Oh, yeah, I remember this one. That one's not a horrible one. Change the equation. It's kind of boring. It's a 25-cent card, so it's thought of as like a decent card. Nothing crazy. Unblinking Observer. I think I've already scanned this one before, but I have. This is my second one. From Midnight Hunt, Innistrad. Add. We're getting pretty close here. I would say yeah, I mean, it's probably close to another like 60 or 70 plus another booster. So we've been going for about 45 minutes. I'd round up to an hour for the 2 short streams before I got everything set up and fixed and corrected. But Fading Hope. Ooh, I already have a Fading Hope, but from Midnight Hunt. Yep, it's 51. Add. Cool. What does this one do? 1 cost, instant, return target creature to its owner hand. If mana value is 3 or less, scry 1. Love that. That is a card I would 100% run every day. Riphook Raider, which is a day-night card. It's from Innistrad Crimson Vow, 203. Yep, add. 2-cent card, and I would probably not run it because I hate the day-night stuff. It pisses me off. I get Faithful Mending. I get Wizards has to Innistrad Midnight Hunt. I get Wizards has to make things like interesting and keep adding to stuff. But It gets to a point where it's just like, really? Suspicious bookcase from JMP. Jumpstart 487 added. It is a 6-cent card. Okay, next one. Ruined Servitor. Artifact creature, construct. When Ruined Servitor dies, each player draws a card. Kind of mid, in all honesty. But I could see some utility from Jumpstart 481. I could see some utility from it, but not any from me. I would not run that. Oh, fuck. Triskaidekaphile. You have no maximum hand size at the beginning of your upkeep. If you have exactly 13 cards, you win the game. I recognize this card. Kind of a shit card because you almost never get to use it. You basically need to combine it with Heuristic Study and, God, there's a couple other cards you need to combine it with, but it's a very particular card. Innistrad Midnight Hunt, 81, yep, bad. It can work, but it's not 100%. Broken Charm. What is this? Okay, instant green, white, blue. Choose one. Target creature you control gets 1/0 until end of turn. It deals damage equal to its power. I love any spell that does that. Deal damage to opponent without actually going to a battle. Awesome. Another option is destroy target enchantment. Absolutely love that. I hate enchantments. And then, or just draw 2 cards. Not horrible. Broker's Charm is not horrible. And this is from the SNC, Streets of New Capenna. With this one, this is a 5-cent card. Flip the Switch. I feel I've read this before, but I can't 100% remember. Not blip, flip. Flip the Switch. It's from Midnight Hunt. But the neck's killing me from looking down so much. Jeez. Okay. If you're wondering, I'm not sitting in an office chair at my desk. This is a recliner because I want to be comfy. Okay, we're going to keep going. We're actually getting pretty low, so we might open the pack here in a second. Failed conversation? No, failed conversion. Sorry. Dreg Recycler. What does this one do? 2 cost 2/2. Tap. Sacrifice an artifact or creature. Each opponent loses 1 life. You gain 1 life. I kind of like that. It's a pretty standard black card. Nothing that crazy, so I kind of like it. It reminds me of a lot of others, so I'm imagining that's why it's so cheap. Is 1, it's a very common card, and 2, there's a lot of cards like it. Corrupt, baby, corrupt. From the Brothers War, 88. Yep, bad. 6 mana, black. Corrupt deals damage to any target equal to the number of swamps you control. You gain life equal to the damage dealt this way. Jesus Christ, that's a great card. I love that. Too bad it costs a bunch of mana, but heck, if you're playing your cards right, you're like playing stuff that gets your mana into the battlefield, whether tapped or not, but not using another turn and stuff. That thing can be played like turn 3, depending on your deck and the hand you get. And dude, just imagine turn 3, 6 swamps, 6 damage, you gain 6 life from that. It goes to your graveyard, you use another black card to retrieve something from your graveyard. Like, oh my god, that is a pimp one. Dreams of Steel and Oil. I love the art on this one. I don't know if you can really tell what it is, but Dreams of Steel and Oil. Great looking card. It's only a 7-cent card. I mean, it's nothing too crazy. It's So 1 black, target opponent reveals their hand. You choose an artifact creature card from it, and choose an artifact creature card from the graveyard. Exile the chosen cards. So basically, just exile 2 cards, 1 dead, 1 not yet living. Evangel Synthesis. Evangel Synthesis, a blue black. When Evangel Synthesis enters the battlefield, draw a card, then discard a card. I'm not a big fan of that. There's a lot of cards that do that. There's a lot of cards that are draw a card, discard a card. I'm like, why the fuck am I playing that? I get it, cycling. You want to get the cards that you're really, really looking for. But I hate casting that. Then, as long as you draw 2 or more cards this turn, Evangel Synthesis gets 1/0 and has menace. See, that I like. That second ability I like, as long as you've drawn 2 cards or more. And depending on your hand, especially with like blue and stuff, you can very much set it up. Ooh, did I forget to add it? I think I forgot to add it. Add. Okay, cool. All right, next. Sigil of Valor. Ooh, I like the text on this one. Sigil of Valor. From Magic Origins? No, it's from Brothers War Retro Artifacts. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a number on it. Oh, 53. Yep. Brothers War Retro, the 50. It's a 2-cent card. Worth dog shit. Soul Guide Lantern, another one of the retro artifacts. Soul Guide Lantern from the Brothers of War Retro 54. There we go. It's a 12-cent card. What does it do then? If it's a little bit better. 1 cost, enters the battlefield, exile target card from a graveyard. Like that. From a graveyard, not yours, from a, so I can pick any. Tap, sacrifice Soul Guide Lantern, exile each opponent's graveyard. Each opponent's, ooh. I like that. 1 mana tap, sacrifice, draw a card. I don't know why you wouldn't just do just regular tap. Why would you do mana and tap when just tap makes far better sense? Just get rid of your opponent's graveyards. They're all exiled cards now. Go fuck yourself. Like, seriously. Takasia. So if we're looking at Takasia, Dig Site Mentor, there we go. Brothers War 224, Brothers War 224. There we go. Add. She's a 9-cent card that I will probably never use because, well, I know I won't use. She has white mana. So, Blanchwood Prowler foil card. Let's go. Blanchwood Prowler. This is from Brotherhood's War foil card. So it is a 7-cent, baby. Normally it's 6 cents. That foil gives an extra penny's worth. Let's go. So stupid. Okay. Forest. This is coming from Brothers of War 287. So Forest, basic Forest card. We're looking for Brothers War 287. Brothers War 287. Add. There we go. Add that to the land stack. Infected Defector. Ooh, I think I've seen this card before. When Infected dies, incubate 3. Yeah, I've 100% seen this before in Arena. Infected Defector. Add. You know what? Something that's always crazy to me is, but it makes total sense. I mean, obviously, there's a bunch of different artworks and different variations for Magic cards, and obviously, as the game gets older and older, there's just going to be more and more variations of the same card or cards that are very similar and stuff. And you know, it's going to get to a point where you have cards that look so wildly different from the modern game. They're like, that's not a Magic card. It's just like, yeah, it is. It's just 20 years old. I mean, you still have that. Like, you look at some of the older cards for Magic, and you're like, Jesus, that's a old ass card, but it's Magic because it looks like a Magic card, kind of, if only slight. You got the white edges, different text, like the text box, for instance. I don't have a good example. Oh, I know. Well, see, even this isn't a perfect example. This retro styling one, and you can't really tell very well. But with the the text would be a different font. The text would be a different font in the text box. It would more so match the card's text. With like that older kind of blocky style. And the text boxes usually were like a little bit more stylized in terms of like the background or color of the card, which is just a neat little thing. Given that we have about this much left in our draw pile, we are going to go ahead and open a Jumpstart 22 booster. Now it is a Jumpstart booster. There's nothing crazy, but there is an anime inspired card in here that I definitely want. Here's hoping it's not white. I don't know where in the booster it'll be. Now these Jumpstart boosters are a little bit more expensive, but then again, I think they have 15 or 20 cards as opposed to the traditional 10. So you are getting a little bit more for your money because of that. And so it's a little bit more reasonable. They're actually probably a better deal because you're getting more cards per dollar. I think. So we got an Insects token, which we always love tokens. I'm actually going to keep that off to the side. We have a Swarm Shambler and a Cian Horn Beetle. I really need to get a better camera setup for this. A Nantoku Cultivator, Iridescent Horn Beetle. Ooh, I like that. Oh, it's a 5 cost. I don't know. Crawling Sensation. Creepy. Love it. Caustic Caterpillar. Ooh, 1 cost, 1/1. 2 mana, sacrifice Caterpillar, destroy target artifact and enchantment. Love that little guy. Would 100% run him. Iron Shell Beetle. 2 cost, 1/1. Enters the battlefield. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature. Okay, so if it's just him entering, he basically is a 2/2 2 cost, which is pretty boring, but I like him. Duckshell Crawler. Insect. When Duckshell Crawler enters the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. Each creature you control with 1/1 counter on it has trample. Oh, so use that guy in the previous one in combination and like boom, boom, boom. Giant Ladybug, which is the artwork based off of the insect token. 3 cost 4/1 with reach. When Giant Ladybug enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic land card, reveal, then shuffle, and put that card on top. So that's a fun little one. Moldgraph Millipede. Ooh, insect horror. I like that. That looks pretty cool. Relentless Pursuit. Hunter's Edge. Where's the anime card? Thriving Grove. Add green mana or 1 mana of the chosen color. Okay. Basically in forest. Another forest. Another forest. Another forest. Lots of forests here, bud. Where's my anime-inspired card? And then, okay. It says it includes 1 anime-inspired card. I'm not seeing a single... Oh, is it? Is it Nantoku Cultivator? I mean, I guess it's somewhat anime-inspired. But hey, I got a fuck ton of forests, which I am all about. Are they all the same forest? No, they're not. God damn it. I wanted them all to be the same forest. That way it'd be easier to add into the app. But guess not. Okay, so that insect token will get added, and then the rest of these will get shoveled in. Actually, we're gonna segment out the forest real quick. So that is matching artwork. So 112, 112, 111, 110, 112, 111, 110. Cool. That way, yeah, I can get those out of the way, and I don't have to worry about going through that page multiple times. I can go 110, 111, 112. They're all from, Jumpstart 22. Okay, so forest. Also, that's really helpful because I needed lands. Now I have a lot more lands. So forest, we're going to go from J22. So J22. And for the 110, we got 2 of those. So 110 at 2. Then for the J22, for the 111, we also got 2. Add. And then for J22, for the 112, we got 3. There we go. Make my life a touch easier, and then I can add all these lands to the land stack. Then I can look up an insects token. Or that's not a token. This is not a token. It's just, oh, is this the same as that? I had another booster that had a well-read card. It should be here in a second. This shit. Is it the same as this shit? I think it is. They look like the same thing because they're not tokens. Okay. Great. I can use them for organization purposes and like, oh, what's this deck? Pull out that card. Oh, it's an insect deck. Cool. Outside of that, I could also use it as a proxy for a token if I wanted to. I know Wizards themselves, Wizard of the Coast, is not a fan of proxies, but here's the thing. Some cards are hard to get a hold of, especially tokens, in terms of getting a lot of the same type. Or at least I think they are. Or heck, I'm going to spend, $10 on just tokens. Are you crazy? Things that I may or may not even get to use in the battle, depending if I draw. Like, no. It's ridiculous. I'll use a proxy for them. I'll use it, I was thinking an ace of clubs. Like, put it in the sleeve, write whatever I want on it. There's your proxy. Okay. So, Giant Ladybug. From Jumpstart 22, add. But, yeah, Mold Graph. Millipede. Not from Innistrad Crimson Vow. I did not know this card was that old. Jumpstart 22, add. If you weren't here for it earlier in the stream, Relentless Pursuit. Relentless Pursuit. The quick way to tell what series a card is from is going to be designated in the bottom left-hand corner. It's also going to denote the number of the card in the series. So, for instance, Relentless Pursuit is from the Jumpstart 22 set, and it is number 718. Now, it's not originally from that. It's but this specific card that I own, I should say, because there's obviously reprints because people want certain cards. Wizards knows that, and they want to make money. So they put cards in new packs and like Hunter's Edge. That's from 2021, but they reprinted it to Jumpstart 2022 because money. People want it. I don't know how you would because it's a Hunter's Edge. It's a 4-cost green. Put a 1/1 counter on a target creature you control. Then, oh, never mind. I love this card. It's basically Rabid Bite, but a little bit more expensive because you're adding a counter on top of it. If you're not familiar with Rabid Bite, it basically does your character's power as damage to an opponent without battle. It's really, really nice. It's one of my favorite cards, Rabid Bite, or any other cards like it. I think every single color has a card like that. I always just remember Rabid Bite because it's super easy to remember. Thriving Grove. This is a land card from Jumpstart 2022, 823. There we go. Add. It's a 6-cent land. We make our home in Victoria Grove. This is merely our center of operation. Cats has been stuck in my head recently, which is, I mean, I'm fine with it. It's my favorite musical, so I really like Cats, but, yeah. Death Knell. I did not spell Knell correctly. Death Knell Berserker from Kaldheim. It is a 2-cent card, and it looks kind of boring. I'm sure it plays fine, but Draugr Recruiter? I think I already have this one listed. No, I don't. I thought I already had it. I was wrong. I probably have another Draugr. Squash. Oh yeah, what does Squash do? 5-cost red. The spell costs 3 less to cast if you control a giant. Squash deals 6 damage to target creature or planeswalker. I like it. I like Squash. Especially if you're running a Giants deck, you would 100% put Squash in there because duh. It was only printed in Kaldheim. I wonder if there's a card better than it. map. Token artifact from the Lost Caverns of Ixtal. Add, and it goes to the token pile. I'm the map, I'm the map, I'm the map. Hidden Necropolis. Oh yeah, I really like this card. Actually. It is a land. I mean, there's nothing really special about it, but it has the dinosaur theming and the Aztec theming. I really love the Lost Caverns of Ixtal set because of all the dinosaurs and stuff. I really like dinosaurs. And having like, oh, it's Magic the Gathering. You're like, oh, wizards and sorcerers and stuff, and it's just like, oh, yeah, it's just a T-Rex over there. Just like, what? That's why I like it so much, because or there's a Mayan priest and you're like, what the fuck are you doing here? It's just like, I don't know, he's just there. And I like that. I mean, it's funny as all get out. Walk with the Ancestors, beautiful looking card. They're like zombie dinos. It's beautiful. It's only a 1-cent card. It's worth dick. Return up to 1 target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. Discover 4. Which then it explains what discover means. In the presence of ages, in the presence of ages, at it. Luckily, since a lot of the cards I'm pulling are from newer packs, or at least the ones that I'm pulling from this stack now, it means there's only one version of the card, which means adding it to the library is super cool. I don't have to scroll a bunch or find a particular version, so I can get an accurate estimate on the value of my cards or anything like that. I don't get the option. It's just like, that's from Lost Caverns. There you go. I'm like, sweet, thank you. Coati, Scavenger. Guess what? That's only of Lost Caverns of Ixalan, so. Council of Echoes. That's a cool looking card. Council of Echoes, only Lost Caverns of Ixalan. What does it say? 6 costs, 2 blue. Flying, descend 4. When Council of Echoes enters the battlefield, if there are 4 more permanent cards in your graveyard, return up to 1 target non-land permanent other than the Council of Echoes to its owner's hand. Not bad. It's not horrible. I wouldn't be my go-to, but if I just needed something as filler, which none of your cards should be filler. Every card should have, clear and thought out intent. But here's the thing: I only own so many cards, dude, and I need to have a 100-card deck. I'm just gonna pick what works. Rampaging Ceratops can't be blocked except by 3 or more creatures. 100% would run this dude. I would 100% run Rampaging Ceratops. No shadow of a doubt. The Everflowing Well and the Myriad Pools. I have the 56 version. Add. That goes to the land. Ooh, Sunfire Torch foil. Okay. Sunfire Torch. The foil variation. Add. It goes from 1 cent to 2 cents. I keep like instinctively I raise my hands to get in front of the camera because normally it's facing my face. And so like keep stuff in front of my face. But for me, but when it's down like this, I have to think, oh, push forward so you can see what my hands are doing and everything. And that's just is not trained in my brain. No rest for the wicked. And this is from, oh fuck, does this say? Yeah, 165. This doesn't say 10th edition, I don't think. Oh no, it has the X. Yeah, it has the X. It's not, yeah. So it's this variation. It's a 52-cent card. Cloud Reader Sphinx. I remember seeing a different variation of this card. Or maybe I'm thinking of a different Sphinx. This is from the Jumpstart set. I am thinking of a different card. I'm thinking of a different Sphinx card. It's like a Mind Reader Sphinx or some shit like that. Completely different ability. Urn of Godfire. Add it. It's a fairly new card. It's only in one set, and that's March of the Machine or something like that. Tolarian Kraken. I think Tolarian Drake is a card I really like. No, not Tolarian Drake. It's a different card I'm thinking of. So this was Core Set 2021 at 80. Yep. Add. It's an 11-cent card. No matter what you do on stage, keep it gay, keep it gay, keep it gay. Whether it's murder, mayhem, or rage, keep it gay, keep it gay, keep it gay. Way down, another way down. Drown him in piss. Way it down. Way it down. Right now. Lay it down. Lay it down. Okay, God's Hall Guardian. I love this card. Big Kitty. From Kaldheim. Add another one to the set. Bound in Go. Whether it's mayhem or rage. Keep it. Okay, Code Spell Cleric. Another one. I love these cards that are only printed in one set because it makes categorizing them so much easier. Elderfang Disciple. Another Elderfang Disciple. Bitter Reunion. From the Brothers War. Oh, that's a 22-cent card. What does it do? 2 cost, 1 red, enchantment. When Bitter Reunion enters the battlefield, you may discard a card. If you do, draw 2 cards. Okay, see, that makes more sense. 1 energy, sacrifice Bitter Reunion. Creatures you control gain haste until end of turn. Not horrible. Wouldn't be my go-to card, but I can understand why it's 20-some cents. Because I could see the versatility of it. Overwhelming Remorse. From the Brothers War. Ashen Reaper. Ooh. This card looks fucking badass. Oh, and it's a flip. Oh, it's the battle card. God. I don't know if I run this because it's a battle on one side. On one side it's a battle, and then after the battle's defeated, then it turns into this creature. And to me, that's just like so much fucking work. I don't know if I'd ever run it. Okay. Cyber Cryptomancer. Does that do breakdancing right now? Like, I'm not kidding. Like, literally, is this dude like breakdancing? Again, I don't think it's gonna focus, but it literally looks like he's breakdancing, which is crazy. He's also a 2 cost 0/1. Hey, he has some okay ability, but Opt, dude, I love Opt. Opt is one of my favorite cards. Scribe 1, draw a card. I love Opt. Opt is amazing. This is from the Jumpstart 21. Or no, Core Set 21. Sorry, Core Set 21 59. There we go. The 13-cent card because everybody loves Opt. Everybody loves Opt. Every single blue, I don't know a single blue deck that doesn't run Opt. Opt and Negate. They're like great cards. Because literally, it's 1 mana, you draw a card, and you scry. Like, that's awesome. Now, granted, and basically you scry, and either you're like, okay, yeah, I want to draw that card, or I'm going to take my chances. It's awesome. It's like literally the best. I love Opt. I will keep Opt in every blue deck I make till the day I die. Because it just is so nice. Mystic Archaeologist. Kind of shit. I mean, its ability is fine. 5 mana, 2 blue, draw 2 cards, but it's not what I would, it's liable to die because it's a 2/1. There's so many cards that destroy cards of 2 power or 3 power or less, or Rabid Bite, for instance. Read the runes. Draw cards for each card drawn this way. Discard a card unless you sacrifice a permanent. This is also from Jumpstart 167. Add 53-cent card. I can understand its versatility. I personally wouldn't run it, but hey, finally this bitch. Library Larcenist. Library Larcenist. Here we go. Core set 21. Right? Yeah. She's a 1-cent card. What does she do? 3 cost, 1 blue. 1/2 whenever library attacks, draw a card. Okay. That'd be cool. That could be good if you buffed her up with some counters and shit. Outside of that, I would not really use her. Tome Anima. Oh, I typed in time. Tome Anima. There we go. Then part of the core set 21. Yep. Add 1-cent card. So he probably does dick. We're getting close here. I mean, we're sub 15, I think, in terms of cards left. We've been going for about an hour and a half. If you combine the previous little bit. It's gonna say like an hour 15 on Twitch, but we had a little bit of a snafu earlier on, so that's not necessarily the case. Capture Sphere. So it's an enchantment aura from the core set of 2021. Boop. Add it. Whether it's murder. Oh, Oneirophage. I really like Oneirophage. 1, it's a really cool art, and then 2, it's a flying squid, which is hilarious. And then 3, whenever I draw a card, I put a counter on it. I'm drawing a card literally every single turn. Right? I'm using cards to draw cards. This guy's gonna get counter on unless you kill him. Like I love Oneirophage. Great card from Jumpstart. Just Jumpstart, not Jumpstart 2022. Just Jumpstart. He's a bit expensive at a 4 cost for a 1/2, but again, every time you draw a card, you get stronger, and you're drawing cards like crazy in late game Magic. Okay, Swarm Shambler. He's from J22734 at 10 cents. Not awful. Okay, Nessian Horn Beetle. It's a constant delight. Keep it gay, keep it gay, keep it gay. Alright, Iridescent Horn Beetle. Iridescent Horn Beetle. This is 678 J22. Cool. 5 cost, 1 green, 3/4. At the beginning of your end step, create a 1/1 green insect creature token for each 1/1 counter you put on creatures under your control this turn. Oh, that's actually kind of a cool ability. Again, don't know if I would run it, but he is a 19-cent card, which means people are using him. Nantuko Cultivator from 694. There we go. Add 5-cent card. Now, obviously, all the prices I'm giving are for near mint cards, and granted, these haven't really been played with or had much happen to them. I would say that's a fairly safe bet to call them that, but others might not. You know, how clean is that playmat or mouse pad, rather? You know, how clean are your hands? You know, what storage have they been in? Obviously, like you can tell with some of the cards, the printing isn't necessarily the best, but that's for grading, not necessarily general price. And also, when you're talking a penny, like nobody's going to refute a card being worth a penny, right? 86. Bad. Like, oh, this card's worth a quarter. So Caustic Caterpillar, 1/1, sacrifice, destroy target. Oh yeah, I already said that was a very good card. It's basically a 3 cost destroy enchantment, which is awesome. Iron Shell Beetle. From J22679. There we go. Resent. So nothing that crazy. And then last card of the day before I'll be heading off. This has been a good about hour and a half, hour 45-minute stream. last card we have of the day is Dusk Shell Crawler. It is a 2 cost, one of those being green, 0/3. Enters the battlefield with a enters the battlefield, and you're able to put a 1/1 counter on any target creature. And then each creature you control with a 1/1 counter has trample, which trample obviously is pretty good, allows you to deal additional damage. So decent card. Definitely would run in a bug deck. So Dusk Shell Crawler. Last card, 650 J22. 24-cent card. So I was right that you would definitely run this. Okay, our grand total is 312 cards totaling $97.04. I can tell you right now, I definitely spent more than $97 on these cards. The packs that I opened today, which I opened some packs before stream, but all packs that I opened today, which is around 9 packs, excluding the Dragon Shields, cost me around $43. So that's about half of our value. And I'm pretty sure the 188 cards that I had before all these packs and everything like that, definitely, 180 cards that I knew of, definitely, I spent more than $45 on, because some of the packs we were buying were rather expensive, not for any good reason. I just worked at an overpriced game store, and even though we had a employee discount, it wasn't really enough. And I didn't really know better at the time. So cool. But I think that'll do it for today. I mean, there's not really much. Oh god, that almost fell all out entirely onto my lap, which would have been a disaster. I'm glad though I got more islands and forests. I might actually be able to create a deck here pretty soon, which will be nice. I obviously have some decks coming in the mail and things like that, so hopefully after I scan everything in from those on another stream or two, I can have a fully set up system where I'm just filled to the brim with cards, everything. I do want to get a better camera set up for opening these cards and everything like that. I feel it would have been better. How's my voice been sounding? It's been sounding like this. Okay, that's about fine. Bit crunchy, but nothing crazy. Pretty smooth. But yeah, I think it's been good stream so far. About an hour and a half long. The VOD will go up basically immediately following this, and so you'll be able to watch it after the fact. I mean, it's not that interesting, but yeah, obviously you'll see my wonderfully old keyboard, but with a fancier mouse. But yeah, I think that's it for the day, and yeah, y'all have a good one.